How's it going, everybody? This is E-Man from TCG Wise123, and today I'm bringing you guys another TCO match. For this one, this is the first match for the second TCO tournament held on the Dojo Facebook page. So yeah, this time I'm using the deck that I profiled a couple days ago. This is the Water Dark Fire Nature Aggro Control deck that I've been testing out. But for this one, uh, this was the original build. The one that I profiled had a very minimal changes. I think the only change that I made was I added in a second root trap, which made the deck 46 instead of 45. So I think that's the only difference, if I can recall correctly. But it's pretty much like the same deck, except just like one more root trap. I think in this version, I'm not using the extra root trap. But yeah, I'm playing Water Dark Fire Nature versus Water. No, it's Light Water Nature. Uh, aggro tempo-ish sort of deck. And he got a really good progression going by having the turn 1 Prickleback and the turn 2. Uh, wow, I can't remember the card. Uh, yeah, I don't remember the card. Oh, Manapod Beetle, there you go. I completely forgot. Yeah, but as soon as he placed down like the Mega Bug, I was like, oh, great, I'm facing another Mega Bug variant. No, but he's using like a weird tempo deck. Like has like really he only has the Manapod Beetle just for the early ramp. But this match was like over pretty quickly. But yeah, like he really had a really good progression and going really aggressive early game. Man, I didn't even draw. I drew no blockers at all. I was just like very sad. But I did get rid of the saber tooth, but then he answers that with, with two sword horns, which can easily uh, run over the seneschals if I do choose to attack. But um, I decide to put down the Morna and then play the Grip of Despair. And if he does choose to break the last shield with Swordhorn, I can revenge kill with the Tetsura, which is exactly what he does. But the sad thing is that I had like no way of answering to Prickleback, sadly. So I think right here I only had D4. Oh, okay. So on this one I did somewhat save myself with the Gorium and the refi, but if he drew the removal, which yeah, he answered the refi pretty good. So with the piercing judgment, so it was somewhat sad on my part and a rather quick match. But that's usually how it goes against tempo decks. Like I always have a hard time facing tempo decks because uh, I haven't had a lot of practice facing a lot of tempo decks, and so yeah, this opening hand was somewhat better than the last one, and I think this match was like really close for me, as you'll see later on. But I ended up dropping the grip on the first turn, and then I dropped the Terrapin and played the turn 2 refi just to get that early block. And right here I'm using Toxic Fog because what inspired me to play was like I saw Bobby Break using it in his deck, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty good card against Mega Bugs and Rush. So I figured excuse me, figured I put it in. Now I put down the Morna because obviously Morna is is a really great card against this deck, but I was not ramping. I didn't have the ramp early on for me to get Morna out quicker, so I just ended up dropping all the big drops and just hopefully just try to somewhat control this early game because this deck really goes off early game. And it was just like really devastating for me. And right here, I only had like two cards left, and I didn't really want to put down the Shade Blaze, but I had somewhat defend myself with the blockers, but he ends up having the Piercing Judgment, bouncing back the Grudge Waiver, so he doesn't discard a card in his hand. But right here, I do have the turn 6 Tatsurion, which was nice, or turn 7, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, yeah, turn 6 Tatsurion. And so I top deck the Crystal Memory. I had drawn no green so far, and look, I've all three of my sprouts were all together. It got me so pissed off. Oh my god, it was just terrible. I drew none of my green, and like, and I think I had about, I think like 12 nature. It was like a pretty big nature section. Like water, I think water was my first strongest, and then uh, nature was the second largest section. And I figured right here, just to prepare for the top deck awaken, I ended up putting the Seneschal on mana, so that way like top deck emo won't be too detrimental. And right here it was just like awful, like top decking the root trap when I can't even cast it because I have not drawn any green whatsoever. And he like just like tempos me out right here. Speaking of awaken, he's right there. Yeah, he had like the good and before he played the Rusalka, he had like that good draw from Seneschal and Finbar. That's like double draw right there. And even with laws, it's just like ugh. It was so insane. And right here, I end up playing the Awaken, banishing the Finbar so you could stop his drawing shenanigans. Even though Keeper of Laws does that already whenever I cast a spell, but right here is just looking really, really bad for me. Like if he plays an Evolution, he could pretty much like go for a game. Oh, he can't even play an Evolution because of Awaken, but uh, yeah, he terraformed my Awaken. I was just like, ugh. I think right here he should have broken the last shield with laws. I think that would have been the best play for him, but I ended up playing to Awaken again just to somewhat prevent him from playing his small creatures and forcing him to play bigger creatures. But he ends up having the second root trap, and he has the other prickle back, and he still has the laws on the field. And I'm just like, oh my god. And I top decked the General Sky Crusher, and I got like so happy because I followed that up with the Rusalka bouncing the only laws. And right here, I'm like, alright, this is go in. What do I have to lose? I'm in a pickle. So I went in with laws. I went in with Rusalka and ended my turn. Him having no field presence at all. But he ends up playing two laws, and I'm just like, oh my god, and add Grip of Despair, and I just, ugh, like if I drew a fast attacker, like it would have been really, really great for me because I think at that point, um, he had like no shield blasts at all. Yeah, no shield blast. Like if I drew the fast attacker, that would have been, uh, I would have like gotten the win, but sadly I didn't. I top decked the grip, and it wasn't enough for me to get rid of the laws. And then he had all the answers. Like he had piercing and he had the bounce. It was just like really bad for me. So that's it for the match. Um, I do have my second match recorded as well. and I'll be up soon. Haven't I haven't this match was on the 8th, and right now it's the 15th as I'm narrating right now, and I've done like this has been like a very slow process for me to upload different like to upload content for the channel, but they will be out soon. I do have, as I stated before, another TCO match, and I'm currently doing my third round so far. And so yeah, so check out my other videos, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be sure to put out more content as more content arrives. I really can't wait for Shatter Alliance. That's all I can say for now, so stay tuned for the rest of the videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.